Hi everybody, it's Caroline. I know that we are all struggling to figure out how to maintain some sense of normalcy throughout this time. And while our yoga studio is closed, I thought I'd like to offer you just a short practice that you can do on your own at home so that you can maintain some movement in your body and keep your practice going on your own. I'm not sure when we'll be able to meet each other again in person, so I hope this helps get you through. So let's take a comfortable seat. You can elevate your hips if you have anything at home that is like a block, or if you have blocks or a blanket. Sit up nice and tall and allow your shoulders to relax down and away from your ears. Let your arms rest, hands in the lap, and gently close your eyes or take a downward gaze. And as your body is settling into this position, just take a moment to notice how you feel right now. If there are any areas of holding or tension that you're noticing, and if so, just bring your mind to that place and allow that area to release the next time that you exhale. And start to notice the sound and sensation of your own breath and any other sounds that you might be aware of in your own space. Sometimes one of the challenges of practicing at home is that the space is different than what we're used to when we come to the studio. And so it's just an opportunity for us to become more flexible and to still find that same sense of peace and relaxation no matter where we are. So take about 5 to 10 breaths here to let your breath settle into a steady, smooth rhythm, one that feels slower and deeper than your natural breath. Allowing yourself to expand completely each time you inhale, and to gently contract each time that you exhale. Keep that breath nice and even. And the next time that you breathe in, you can gently float your eyes open and inhale, reaching the arms up and over your head, gazing up, and exhale, twist to your right, wrapping the right arm gently around your back, left hand to the knee. Press against that knee as you take a spinal twist, rotating from your navel all the way up and gently turning your head to look over your back shoulder. Take 3 deep breaths here. And on your exhalation, you can release and face forward. The next time you inhale, reach the arms up and overhead again. And exhale, twist to your left, wrapping the left arm around your back and gently rotating as you press against that knee, turning your head to look over the back shoulder. 3 deep breaths. With your last exhalation, you can release, and then we'll uncross the legs, come off of whatever you are sitting on. You can put it aside and extend the legs out in front of you. You can take your hands behind your back. We're going to point the toes and squeeze the shoulder blades back, and inhale, lift your rib cage and chest, opening across the upper body. Take 1 more deep breath in. And exhale, let that release. Good, cross your ankles, come forward and step the knees back into table pose. Line up your shoulders over the palms and the hips over the knees. We'll take some spinal waves. Inhale to lift your sitting bones, chest and chin. Exhale to round the spine and tuck the chin to the chest. Again, inhale, lifting and arching the spine. Exhale, rounding the spine. Take a few more rounds here at the speed of your own breath. Trying to maintain a fluid motion and finding the whole range of motion in your spine. The next time that you exhale, go ahead and stay there in the rounded back. Press strongly against your palms, hollowing out the chest. 3 deep breaths here. And then inhale, release back to your neutral table pose. Extend your arms out in front of you and exhale, let your armpits, chest, and chin press down toward the ground for half downward facing dog. Stay here for 5 deep breaths, lengthening your spine, pressing firmly against the palms, just as you would in the full pose. And the next time that you inhale, lift your head and walk your hands back in. We're going to take a low lunge. You can step your left foot up in between the hands or grab blocks. We'll keep the right knee down. Slide your right knee a little farther back so that your hips are nice and low to the floor. The next time that you inhale, reach the arms forward and up and come into Crescent Lunge pose. Press strongly against your front foot so that leg and knee are stable. Then lift up out of your lower back, lift the chest and ribs, and glance up here, challenging your balance. Take 3 more deep breaths. And on your last exhalation, take your right hand down and spinal twist, pushing down against the mat or the block as you rotate from your navel all the way up, reaching that left hand toward the ceiling. 1 more deep breath in, and exhale, release that hand to the floor. Send your hips back and extend the front leg for a half split. You can move your hands or blocks back with you and pull the toes up off of the floor as you press the back of the heel against the mat, lengthening your hamstring. And don't worry if the leg doesn't straighten all the way here. We're just warming up. So if you need to keep the knee bent or take your blocks higher, that's perfectly fine. The next time you exhale, return to your low lunge. Let's lift the back knee off of the floor so you're in a high lunge position. Plant your palms on the mat and step to plank pose. Bring your feet and legs together. Align your shoulders directly over the palms here and hold for 5 breaths, focusing on keeping your core nice and strong and squeezing your legs into one another. 2 more. With your last exhalation, bend your elbows and slowly lower down to the floor. Point the toes, inhale to a cobra pose. This can be low or high. Exhale and let it go. 2 more, inhale, rolling up to cobra. Exhale, let it go. And once more, inhale, roll up to cobra. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, press back up to your knees. And we'll set that up for the other side, stepping your right foot in between your hands or your blocks. Left knee down for a low lunge. Good, walk that left knee a little farther back and sink down into the hips. And just notice if this side feels any different than the previous side did. And keeping your breath nice and steady, we're gonna inhale, reach up here, finding Crescent Lunge. Press against that front foot to stabilize your thigh, and then lift up out of the lower back, up through the chest, drawing the arms back. You can try and glance up if you like for 3 more breaths. With your last exhalation, that left hand's going to come down, right arm stays up as you rotate, spinal twist. Really push down strongly against the mat with your bottom hand, and as you twist from the navel all the way up your spine, reach actively up with your top arm. Take 1 more breath in. As you exhale, release that hand to the floor, and we'll come to our half split. Send the hips back. As you extend the leg, pull the toes up and walk your hands or blocks back a little bit so that they can stay under your arms. Good, nice deep breath. And again, don't worry if the leg doesn't straighten completely. We're just trying to stretch the hamstrings. Take 1 more breath in here. As you exhale, come back to your low lunge. Let's lift the back knee off of the floor and then plant your palms. We'll step to plank from here. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, press up. Exhale, send your hips back, and then lift up to a full downward facing dog. Adjust your feet hip width apart if you need to, and then bend the knees if the hamstrings still feel tight so that you can really focus on pressing back toward the hips, extending your spine and lengthening all the way through the arms. Take 3 more deep breaths. With your next breath in, look forward at your hands. As you exhale, walk your feet all the way to the top of the mat. Keep the knees slightly bent and hang over your legs here in a forward fold, letting your head and neck relax down. Slight bend to the knees if your hamstrings feel tight here. Keep your breath steady and even. We're going to put the hands against the shins. On an inhalation, find the flat back position, extending your spine and arms. Exhale, forward fold. Again, inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Last time, inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. On an inhalation, come all the way up to stand, reaching over your head. Exhale, release. I'll talk us through a few rounds of sun salutations. If at any point you'd like to stop this recording so that you can do a few more on your own, you are more than welcome to do that. I'm going to talk you through 2 rounds of Sun Series A and 1 round of Sun Series B. So beginning in mountain pose, a nice open, upright standing posture. On an inhalation, reach up over your head. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, push up. Exhale, lift back and adjust your feet for downward facing dog. Spread the fingers widely apart here and push against your mat. 5 deep breaths. One more breath in, look forward. As you exhale, step up to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reaching overhead. Exhale, release. Second round, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lift back and adjust for downward facing dog. Try and find one focal point here to concentrate on, maybe a spot between your feet. Keep your neck relaxed, allowing the head to drop. 3 more breaths. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, step up to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release. We're going to come through one round of Sun Series B. Stand with your feet together. We start with chair pose. Bend the knees as you sit back. Extend the spine and arms. Exhale like you're diving. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk to plank. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale to your cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, push up. Exhale, lift back. From down dog, we're going to raise the right leg. Inhale. Exhale, step to a high lunge. Once you're there, look at your back foot and move it over a little to the left side of your mat, and then put the heel down. On an inhalation, come up to warrior one. Once you feel steady here, focus on lifting that back knee and rotating your upper body and hips forward. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, hands down. Here you can either go directly to down dog or step back to plank and then finish the half sun series. Inhaling to cobra, exhaling to release. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lift back. Take a moment to adjust your down dog. And the next time you breathe in, raise your left leg. Exhale, step that foot all the way up. Look at your back foot, move it over a little, then heel down. Come on up to warrior one. Steady your breath, and then focus on lifting your back knee as you rotate your hips and bend deeply into your front knee. The next time you exhale, hands down. Again, you can go right to down dog or step back to plank. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, push up. Exhale, lift back. Take 5 deep breaths here, or you can rest in child's pose if you like. One more breath in, look forward. Exhale, step up to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees deeply. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand and release. Good. From here, we're going to take a wide-legged forward bend. So face one side of your mat and separate the feet about as wide as you would for a warrior two pose. Turn the heels out slightly and the big toes in. We're going to engage the legs and hold the hands at the waist. From here, bring your elbows and shoulders back and just feel how that opens you across the chest. Take a few breaths here. We're going to keep the shoulders and elbows in this position. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, send your hips back, your upper body forward. You're coming through the flat back position and then letting your head drop down. Take a few moments to get used to being in inversion here, and then focus on continuing to draw your shoulders and elbows closer together. Make sure your head and neck are nice and loose and the legs are still strong. Take 5 more breaths here. And after those 5 breaths, you can release your hands to the floor or to your blocks. Inhale and come to the flat back position, placing your palms directly underneath your shoulders. From here, we're going to take a spinal twist. Your right hand will stay underneath you. Bring your left hand to your waist and twist using the strength of your core as you rotate from your navel all the way up the spine. And you can check that your sacrum is still flat here, that you didn't collapse your hips to twist. If the shoulder feels free, you can reach that arm up. If it feels stuck or tight, you can keep the hand here at your waist. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here, really pushing down against your block or the floor. Last deep breath in. Exhale, release. Come to that flat back position again and change hands. Left hand stays underneath you, right hand to the waist. Start to rotate from your navel all the way up the spine and then extend that arm upward. Three more deep breaths. And when you're ready to release, come out. Good. From here, maintain the strength of your flat back position. Bring your hands to your waist one at a time, and then exhale, press the hips forward in space to come up. We're going to turn the front foot forward and angle your heel of the back foot toward the wall behind you or wherever you are. We're going to come into warrior 2 pose. Open the arms and bend deeply down into your front knee. So whichever side you just faced, that might change which knee is forward. Right now, I've got my right knee forward. So deep bend in the front knee, long and strong through the back leg. And then we're going to keep the legs as they are, but change the arms. Inhaling, reach up. Exhale, lean back for reverse warrior 2. Keep the depth of your front leg, or even go deeper if you can, and continue to lift and straighten that back knee. The next time you inhale, return to your warrior 2. Exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. Lift your back heel up, and from here, step to downward facing dog. You're going to adjust yourself on your mat as you need to. And then just right from here, step whichever foot you didn't just do up in between your hands so we can get to warrior 2 for the other side. Place your back heel down, and then inhale, come on up. And adjust your feet if you need to. You want to be able to get nice and low in the front knee, long and strong in the back leg. Steady, deep breath. From here, we'll reverse the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lean back, keeping the depth of your front leg and the height of your back leg. On an inhalation, come back to warrior 2. Exhale, return your hands to the floor. This time we're going to go to plank pose. Lift your back heel up, and then when you're ready, plant your palms, step to plank. We're going to take 5 deep breaths here. So squeeze your legs together, align your shoulders over the palms, and stay strong through your core. Last 2. With your final exhalation, slowly lower down. Inhale, take cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. We're going to go to child's from here. Inhale, press up to your knees. Adjust them a little wider apart than your hips. And then on an exhalation, sit down toward your heels and slowly let your spine come down, finding child's pose. Allow your arms and shoulders to relax. You can gently close your eyes. Just take a few moments to notice how your body feels here. And then from here, I'm gonna have you transition to lie down on your back, and I'm gonna change the direction of my mat so you can see the following poses from the side view. We're gonna be taking bridge pose and then some spinal twists to help finish things out and round out the practice. So you're gonna get down onto your back and bend your knees so that your feet come underneath your hips. Or excuse me, your feet will come underneath your knees. Lay your arms down by your sides and roll your shoulder blades closer together underneath you. Just kind of shimmy back and forth until you feel the collarbones open up. From here, we're gonna exhale, press through the feet and hands, lift the hips as high as you can, and then see if you can get a little more adjustment by walking the shoulders closer together. Breathe nice and deeply here, feeling the hips and rib cage lift. Sternum moving toward your chest. One more deep breath in. Exhale, roll down. Good, separate your shoulders. Take a few breaths here and let your body relax. And whenever you're ready for that a second time, go ahead and prepare your shoulders again, getting them as close together underneath your back as you can right now. And then when you're ready, exhale, press against your feet and your palms, lifting up to bridge. And then bring the shoulder blades even closer together. Continue to find that height here as you breathe nice and deeply. One more breath in, and exhale, slowly roll down, separate your shoulders, and take a few breaths to relax. And we'll do this one final time. When you're ready, gather the shoulder blades together underneath you. And on an exhalation, press against your heels and your palms, engage your arms, get the hips and ribs as high up as you can, and maybe adjust again. One more deep breath in. Exhale and roll down. Once your hips are down, separate your shoulders. Take a few moments here just to let your back relax against the floor. Let go of some of that intense active energy. And then we'll take the arms out to the side, palms facing up in a T position. Separate your feet about as wide as your yoga mat, and we're going to drop the knees back and forth from side to side like windshield wipers. Couple of times in each direction. And then the next time your knees go to the left side of your mat, they're going to stay down there. Raise your right arm up and then over your head, reaching actively away from the right hip. You can exaggerate the inhalation phase of your breath so that it really opens you up here along the right side. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release the arm and pick the knees up. Keep that wide space between the feet. Knees are going to go over to the right side. And then we'll raise the left arm up and back. Nice deep breath, exaggerating the inhalation a little bit to open and expand all through the left side. Next time that you exhale, release that arm and pick the knees up. And then walk the feet all the way together so that they touch. We're going to let the knees open out to the side for reclined bound angle pose. Let the arms be wherever is comfortable, so if you need to adjust them, go ahead. And gently close your eyes here. Try and let all of the muscles in your hips and your inner and outer thighs. Gently release in this posture. And if you notice any resistance or any holding or grabbing in that area, you can support this pose with a block outside of each of your knees. Take 3 more deep breaths here. And after your last exhalation, gently bring the knees back together. You're going to bring your left knee into your chest and slide your right leg down on the floor. And then we're going to cross this knee over the body for a reclined spinal twist. As it crosses, adjust your bottom hip over to the opposite side of your mat a little bit so that you can get better rotation through the lumbar portion of your spine. You can let your left arm just float out to counter the knee, and this right hand can be wherever is comfortable. Sometimes I like to rest it outside of my knee here. Other times I also let it relax out on the floor. Take 5 more breaths here in this twist. And the next time that you exhale, gently unwind. Adjust your hips so they feel centered below your shoulders again. And just pause there for a moment to allow your lower back to relax. And then when you're ready, switch legs. Let the left leg come down and bring the right knee to your chest. And then we'll slowly cross it over your body as you float the right arm out to the side. And then again, make that little adjustment. Move your bottom hip to the opposite side and get that nice rotation in the lumbar. Keeping the breath still pretty deep, not totally letting it come back to your natural breath just yet, even though we're winding down and we're on the back. We still want to use a really deep inhalation just to help enhance the experience of this twist. And when you're ready to release, gently unwind. Again, bend both of your knees and press against your feet so that you can adjust your hips. We want them centered below your shoulders. And just pause here for a few moments to let your lower back relax. And at this point, start letting your breath come back down to a more natural state. And then for a final release in the lower back, we're going to bring both knees into the chest. Hug the arms around the legs and gently rock a little bit from side to side. And then turn your knees around in a big circle several times in each direction. Just massaging your sacrum and your lower back. And then from here, we'll take a few minutes in Shavasana. Make sure that you include this final corpse pose in your own practice. If there's any layers of clothing that you want to put on or any props that you want to use to support your body so that you're more comfortable, go ahead and get yourself set up. And then when you're ready, let your legs extend down in front of you and let your arms gently relax wherever is comfortable. Take a few moments here to allow your body to release and settle. And gently allow the breath to come back to its normal state. Letting go of the focus and attention on the breath. Allow your jaw and your throat to relax and all of the muscles in the face to soften. Feel your shoulders sink down into the ground as all of the muscles in the upper back release, and any energy that might remain in the arms starts to sink down into the floor. Bring your awareness down your spine, feeling every muscle that attaches at the spine gently relax. Letting your hips and pelvis feel heavy. And all of the muscles in the legs, letting go of any remaining active energy. Let your knees feel soft, even the ankles and the toes. And spend as much time as you like here. I hope that you've enjoyed this shortened virtual practice session, and I hope that it's useful for you as we continue to figure out how to navigate this new territory. So enjoy these few moments of rest, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this practice. Namaste, be well, and I wish you, your friends, and your family much health and peace during this time. Thank you.